Hi, this is John Eichelsheim for Boating New Zealand magazine. Today we're in Whitianga, a beautiful day. We're aboard a Nick Gills new 7.5 metre Surtees, and what's particularly special about this boat, it's a new model, it's got a stern drive, it's a 230 horsepower Mercruiser TDI engine, and it's the first time that Surtees has done an inboard installation like this for more than 10 years. You know, it's not surprising that this boat drives really, really well. In fact, the weight of the engine low down in the stern really seems to settle the boat. It makes it feel really solid. These are a boat that rides well anyway, but this boat seems to ride especially well. In terms of performance, it gets out of the hole just like that, puts the throttle forward and the turbo kicks in and she just leaps out onto the plane. And the top end performance is sort of around about the 30 knots mark, perhaps a little bit more if you pushed it. We haven't done that today, but it cruises very, very nicely at 25 knots. Or if you want to be a little bit more laid back, you know, cruise at 22 knots and you're burning a very reasonable fuel burn at that speed. So there was quite a bit involved in fitting an engine like this into this boat. In fact, the whole of the transom area has been redesigned. The engineers at Surtees have allowed plenty of room up in here, and that means that not only is this engine easy to take in and out if needed, it means that all the service points are also extremely easy to reach. So it's a very convenient setup, and the other beauty about it is it doesn't take up too much room in the cockpit. Now, one of the challenges with a trailer boat and a diesel installation is getting enough air to it. And again, Surtees and the guys at Mercury have gone to a lot of trouble to make sure that this engine breathes really well. And this engine is only running 2 degrees warmer, that is, the air inside the engine box is only 2 degrees warmer than the ambient temperature. Plenty of breathing room. It's got an intake here that lets the air in, and there's a vent on the other side. It goes in behind the live bait tank. Plenty of air, so this engine breathes properly. So it's always a bit of a challenge finding a place for all of the extra bits that come with a diesel engine installation. So they've decided to put the ECU, the engine control unit, here in the locker, rather than trying to squeeze it into the engine box or into somewhere in the transom. A good solution to what could otherwise be a bit of a problem. Hot and cold running water. There's a cockpit shower here, and the beauty of this is there is actually a hot water cylinder. It's a 240 volt or 12 volt system, so you can preheat it before you leave home and then use the battery power to keep the water hot. Have a nice hot shower once you come in after a dive, or if you're staying in the boat overnight. So all of the usual features for a Surtees boat. We've got the live bait tank here in the step through, a pull-out transom door, the usual Surtees bait table here. As we've already mentioned, the engine box doesn't take up a whole lot of room. Plenty of rod holders, somewhere for your sinkers or for a cup. And there are also a lot of these clever little removable rod holders. There are dive tank holders, and there are also seats that clip into the side pockets. So lots of clever Surtees features in this boat as well. So lots to like inside the hardtop. It's also quite comfortable. These buckets are nice and supportive, and they have a fold-down bolster, so you can fold it up when you're standing to drive. I love the ventilation. We've got a couple of side windows here, but I especially like this opening front window and the fact that you can also drop the rear windows down. These little drop-down windows, one each side, so you can get some really good airflow through here, which on a summer's day like today is fantastic. So pretty high-end Garmin electronics. So this is a GPS map XSV system. It looks as though it's a 12-inch. There's a radar unit attached. It has the all of the high-end transducers on there, and there's a new transducer to come too. They're looking at a 1 kilowatt transducer for the conventional sonar. He hasn't sort of spared any money, in fact, on all of the accessories on this boat. We've got a Fusion stereo system, the Garmin VHF system. With the stereo you get a whopping great subwoofer as well. Speakers right around the boat. Exalto wipers, one each side. And we have a Lone Star drum winch on this boat. Once people have owned them, they wonder why they ever bother with a different type of anchor system. So Nick and his family intend to do quite a bit of overnighting in this boat, and it is set up quite nicely for it. They use a portable electric stove in this boat, but it has got a fridge, and we've also got quite a bit of storage in drawers underneath the seats here, and also in a little pull-out pantry, which is quite clever. That just pulls out from there, and you can put all your condiments and things in there. At the moment it's just got bits and pieces in it, but you know, when they get set up to go away for an evening, you can put all of your things in there. Quite clever. So while this isn't how you would normally use this berth, it's so wide in fact that, that a 6 foot plus person can lie across the berth, which just gives you an idea of just how much space there is up front here. It's a really comfortable sleeping position. So yeah, all in all, it's a particularly happy combination, this engine and this particular hull, and it's no wonder that its owner is very happy with it. John Eichelsheim from Boating New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more of these videos, please subscribe to our channel.